Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle-O football system. I want to go over our stretch or wide zone RPO. We use a 6D version here, meaning we're going to show it against 6 defensive fronts and 6 defensive coverages. Let's take a look. As always, everything starts up front. So first let's look at stretch zone or outside zone from an offensive line perspective. We use a covered uncovered rule and then a far reach technique. If you look at the upper left diagram, we're going outside zone, stretch zone to the left. H-back will combo defensive end to the SAM. And then the left tackle and left guard are covered. They're going to take their right hand, far reach, to the far armpit. The uncovered will do the same thing with a bucket step, working to get their far arm or right hand to the far shoulder of the near covered lineman. Always working to the next level after we secure the line of scrimmage. Backside tackle will slide and then lock, taking first threat inside to backside. Here it is from a backfield perspective. Again, back's going to pivot on his outside foot, being his left foot here, going to the right. Now he's going to take 3 steps straight to the sideline, getting the mesh with the quarterback, handoff on the 3rd, 4th. Then with the ball on the 5th step is going to point his toe right at the H-back's backside, reading his block inside or out. Quarterback will take a 6-inch slide step, keeping his shoulders square, and then pivot, reading the will for an RPO, and a pray for post, reading the ox. So first, we always like to teach from a 2x2 balanced formation versus a 4-3 even front cover 4. So here we are running stretch zone to the left. You can see the O-line using their covered uncovered far reach technique, with the back taking his 5 steps and going right at the H-back. For the RPO, we will always read the will linebacker, reading inside out. The A receiver runs a middle read route, taking 2 steps to read that will backer. If he fills fast, he simply replaces him with a flat slant route. If there's any gray area with his fill, now he runs a bender read, running open grass to the 2nd and 3rd level. Versus too high, you'll see he'll bend inside. The Z always runs his looky route, and as we mentioned, the A is hot, but the Z is the primary because there's space and time. The X receiver to the play side will run a bongo block with our RPO call. But you see we have the ability to make this a front side 3rd level read where we use a pray for post signal, and now the quarterback is going to read the ox, and we're going to go ahead and have the X run a skinny post with the A now as the 2nd reset on the bender to the Z. Here it is versus a 4-2 stack now, cover 3. Again, stretch to the left, X doing bongo. If he gets a pray for post, you can see now we have a great situation with one high safety, getting inside the corner and vertical. But with all our RPOs, the quarterback is going to read the will backside, looking for the A hot to the Z bender. Again, OCs, we can use our alert signal to make this a quick pass on the backside versus one high. Next, as always with the system, we can run the same play from 3x1, same rules. O-line doing stretch zone to the left. Now the front side Z and A are bongo blocking, and the X runs a solo looky route backside. Quarterback still reads the will with his RPO. OCs, this is a great way to simplify the read progression for the quarterback if he's struggling with the 2 receivers. You just give him the X as the solo option. Here now is a 3x1 formation, but with a 1 high safety. Still Z and A bongo blocking, still reading the will backside with the solo looky. But we have great numbers to the 3 receiver side, so unless the will fills hard to the play side, this should be a give just based on our numbers principle. Next is our stretch versus a 4-2 stack cover 3 out of a 2x2. You can see here we're still running bongo with the X to the front side and Mickey middle read to the back side with the quarterback reading the will backer on the RPO. This is great though to run an RPO versus teams that want to have the ox either heavy over the A or uptight into the run box. Quarterback now will go still read this PRO he can give, but if the safety stays flat, we're looking for the skinny post by the X. But again, if he rotates over, now we've got the A running the seam up the backside. Here it is versus a 34 odd cover 2. Again, still reading the will backer, looking hot for the A to the Z on the lookie. X will block bongo unless given the pray for post. Next, versus the 3-3 odd stack, cover 1. Nothing changes. Will is still our RPO read key. X bongo unless we give the pray for post, reading inside out. Kryptonite bear stretch is great though for this because we're all going to just far reach. Still reading the will. You can see here if the ox is heavy to the H receiver side, this is a great time to run an alert. So we turn this into a quick pass, reading A on the hot to the Z on the lookie. Last is a 3 high safety defensive look, 3-3-5 tight, what we call a cover 7. Again, quarterbacks treat this as 2 high safeties, still reading the will for RPO. X is bongo blocking unless we get our PRO pray for post. You can see now with our stretch zone, we've got the ability to have a full field RPO, PRO concept all wrapped up in one. Sounds simple and successful. Thanks.